Hello, what's
If
going on?
you're having suicidal thoughts or feelings or feel like you have no hope, please call 988. There, you can talk to someone who not only cares about your story, but cares about you. Please reach out today. Thomas P. Murphy once said, "Minutes are worth more than money. Spend them wisely." At Minutes Wisely, we take that to heart. Our mission is to decrease veteran suicide by providing life changing experiences for veterans, first responders, and Gold Star families. We believe that we can make a lasting impact by rekindling a sense of purpose and fostering community through sponsored tickets to sporting events. These experiences are not just about the game, they're about the moments that can change lives. A simple sporting event can boost joy and instill a sense of renewed hope and purpose for those who have served. Join us in making a difference, become a moment maker, and empower a veteran with rediscovered hope. Visit minuteswisely.com for more information and to get involved. Together, we can make every moment count.
Oh, we lost Derek. What the heck? Hey, welcome back to NBR. We have been away from the dials here for about a month. I'll had some medical issues to take care of, but we're back at it, and it's great to be back. And hold on a second, let me get Eric back in here. Eric and his cheap ass freaking internet. So, like I said, we're off for about a month, but we're back at it. So we're glad to be back. Glad to see everybody here. It's a live show. So, and as always, hop on over to minuteswisely.org and check out what we're doing. This podcast, my other podcasts, all feed the nonprofit where we send veterans to awesome events. I just paid off my Detroit Lions tickets this past weekend. And we are no longer in the nosebleeds. We're down in the action thanks to our donors. They made a dream come true for us, man. And I'm super excited to check out these new tickets, man. The whole goal is to send these veterans not just to events, but like premium events. So it's been a blessing so far. And but anyways, how you guys doing? Welcome back.
Good. How are you, Richard?
I'm doing great. I finally got the clearance to go back to work. I go back to work on Tuesday, and we'll see how it goes. I'm a little worried because I do the slightest thing and I get gassed and I have to go take a nap. So I don't know how it's going to work. I'm going to have to find a place in my office to go curl up underneath my desk or something. But it's all good. Just dealing with some the side effects of prostate surgery, which I mean, I would say it's unpleasant, but it's there's no pain involved. It's just annoyances mostly. So, anyways, I guess we'll start off with the NFL draft. Sorry, we're behind the eight ball a little bit here, but we're going to hit the NFL draft today. And first of all, before we're going to start, I'd like to introduce our friend Josh here. Josh, I interviewed him on TSP the other night, and he's a big sports fan. So I asked him if he wanted to join us and talk sports. So we're not just talking Detroit all day. So, Josh, welcome, sir. How you doing?
Hey, thanks for having me. Doing well. Excited to talk sports. I'll talk to a stranger in the market about sports. Brandy, my wife, hates it. I'll see a hat, and I'll be like, "Oh, are you a fan?" And she's like, "Oh, man."
Heck yeah. So, most of us are Detroit fan. We're from Detroit. My son and I were from Detroit. We live in Tennessee now. Eric, who keeps dropping off because he has that crappy ass internet up there in Michigan. He still lives in Michigan. And John, I met him in Tennessee, who is now living in North Carolina. So it's nice to have non-Detroiters talk other sports, broaden our horizons. So the NFL draft, since you're the new guy on the block, do you want to talk about the Panthers draft and what they're going to look like this year?
For sure. I initially reading everything up to it was not a big Ted McMillan fan. I was reading the headlines of like Ted McMillan does not like to watch tape. He's, this or that. And so that's what I saw. After drafting him, I'm forced to read a bunch of other stuff. I wanted the Georgia defensive end, like every fan, I wanted to trade down. After reading it, I saw an interview. They asked Ted, like, hey, do you not watch game film? And he's like, I couldn't make it at this level without watching film. I said that when I was in high school. He was basically like, let it go, guys. And interesting, it's a small world. I was talking to my friend just 2 days ago, and have y'all seen those like semi-pro kid leagues?
Mm-hmm.
They're like super serious, 8-9 years old. Ted came from one of those, and he still comes around and helps those kids. And he's like, I talk to the kid all the time. He's like, super solid guy, good family background, good head on his shoulders. Every interview I see, he has this like youthful kid energy about him. Watching more tape, sure, the top end speed could be better, but Larry Fitz didn't have the top end speed either. I'm excited about it. The more, like any other fan, I have to come to terms with it. And so the more I look into it, I'm like, this is a pretty good thing. And then getting the best wide receiver, like our pick of the litter, I mean, him, Jalen Coker, Thielen, Xavier hopefully comes back and looks better. And then also getting the route master, Hunter Renfrow, for free. It's a pretty dangerous wide receiver core. And then finally getting rid of Ian Thomas, who I was never a big fan of at tight end, and giving the ball more to Sanders, the tight end from Texas we drafted last year, who's an absolute baller. I think that especially just getting Rigo Dowell for pennies on the dollar to back up Chuba, the already a solid offensive line. I know I sound like a homer. The offense could be something that's pretty dangerous to play against.
Heck yeah. Have you ever been to a Panthers game?
I have. I've been to a couple. I went back in the day when it was called Ericsson Stadium.
Nice.
Oh, right on. How is their stadium? Is it an older one?
It's an older one at this point. I know David Tepper, the world's most hated owner, just agreed to do some renovations to it and hook it up. It's a pretty older one, but it's still not bad. There's not a bad seat in the house. So I've enjoyed it. It's not a bad stadium at all. And I think that they're going to just improve on it. The owner is not cheap. He's willing to invest in things.
That's good.
Yeah. It's funny how an owner can actually,
Make it
take your team, man, because the Detroit Lions have been god awful since day one. Like, we go back, I'm the same age as the Super Bowl. That's my birthday's in January. This coming January, or February now, will be Super Bowl 59. I'll be 59 in January. So I've literally got to watch the Detroit Lions from day one, right? Obviously, I was a baby at day one, but my point is the Detroit Lions have been hot garbage as long as Mr. Ford had owned the team, right? He had some weird rules, like he refused to have a cheerleading squad, and he just didn't care. I don't think he cared about football as long as he's making money. The day that man passes away, his wife takes over the team. First thing she did was put a cheerleading squad on, and then she hired her daughter to run the team. And I was like, oh my God, are you serious? And the team went like this from 58 years of doing this to like the most dangerous freaking offense, arguably, in the league today,
Absolutely.
And it's crazy what a owner can do, just baffling.
That's why I'm thankful that I know David Tepper has a short fuse and probably gets too involved. It could be worse. I could have an owner like the Pirates owner that just wants to make money.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, at least the guy genuinely wants to win. If you look at all of the moves that they've made and the things that like he puts his fingers in, it's similar to if any one of us would become an owner of our favorite team. There's no way we could sit back and not meddle. We love sports too much.
Yeah.
and we want to win too much. And I'm guessing, like me, y'all think, oh man, we could, if we would just sign this player, we'd be better. And so I think that's the biggest thing he's guilty of.
Yeah. I mean, we could talk about Jerry Jones all day long. I think he might be one of the worst owners in the world. I mean, he's a great showman. Like he's all big about the show, man, but like hire a GM to run your damn team because you're not doing it right. Whatever you're
My God, I get wanting to win, but Lord, the ego on that man. And if whatever it was, like a third or a fourth is the most they're getting for a prolific talent like George Pickens, you like read the room. Nobody wants him for a reason.
and you keep throwing money at Dak Prescott and he hasn't proved anything to you.
That was I thought that they made a mistake when they gave Zeke the money.
Yeah.
But when they gave Dak the money, at that amount of money, it's not like your worst case scenario is the Joe Flacco scenario where you play chicken with him and he wins the Super Bowl. At least you get a ring out of it. Yeah, you got to pay him, but you'll get a ring out of it. Why not just let the dude be motivated?
Yes. Well, Eric keeps falling off, and I wanted to talk about the Detroit Lions draft, and seeing as how he's the only one in Detroit these days, I wanted to hear his chatter, what's going on up there, but we'll see if he makes it back. But and
what did y'all think about the slide for Shador? I know that was like the hot topic.
yes,
Be interesting. I mean, it could. I don't know. You don't know. You really don't know. He can come out and show out and be a good quarterback, or he can.
I don't see it.
I don't really see it either.
He was 500 at best in college, man. I don't like.
And it's not like he's going to a really good team. He still got picked by the Browns. You know,
Yeah. That was literally probably the worst case scenario for him. Not just the slide, but then ending up there. And then on top of that, they had already drafted a quarterback. Well, albeit I don't know why they drafted.
I will say on the opposite end, I am excited for Travis Hunter. I think he'll be good.
Yeah, he's going to be dope. I agree with him going number one overall.
Well, two.
So,
I think he went 2, but yeah.
right, number two.
But Jacksonville traded up to get
More
him,
than number
and I
one.
think that's a perfect spot for him.
Regardless of his size or anything else, anytime I can get a guy, just like the Patriots offensive lineman, anytime I can get a guy that loves football that much, I'm taking him 10 out of 10 times. And that kid just loves football.
Defense.
Yeah. He loves fishing too, so I love that about him.
Yeah. And he's probably going to play defense, which I think it's good. I think
The only thing I don't like, I think, speaking of garbage organizations, he just went to a garbage organization, man. So,
That's one of the worst owners too, Con.
yeah, so
yeah.
fortunate for him.
And I don't understand the constant passes that Trevor Lawrence gets. If that was any other quarterback
Yeah.
Not good.
ever, like Cam Newton showed a hint of decline and the entire league was done with him. And that's just about every quarterback. But Trevor Lawrence, I mean, and he had a great wide receiver core and a good tight end to throw to and good running backs. Tank and ETN.
Teams.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I feel like they have a good team now.
Yeah.
Like I don't feel like they have but they just play really poorly. They don't seem like they want to be out there. Is the problem?
Absolutely. It just seems like they're being paid to be out there.
Mm-hmm.
So, back to Shador, man. Like on day one of the draft, you know, he spent I don't know how god awful amounts of money to have his own room set up and legendary, man. And it was an embarrassment, man. Like I would be embarrassed to show my face again. But like on whatever day he got drafted on day 4, 3 or whatever, way down the back, first thing out of his mouth was, well, he was still shooting the legendary crap. It's like, God, man, just stop already. It's embarrassing. Like, your dad did you no favors, man. That's
None.
and I mean his dad was a great athlete. And I can see, like, you know, he got the nickname Primetime for a reason. But you got to prove yourself before you can go and give yourself your own moniker, you know? Like, you're the exact opposite of legendary there, pal. And then those kids that pranked called him.
Oh, that was rough.
Like, I'm not a fan like of Shadur at all, but like when I saw that, I mean, God, I mean, I do some low ass shit, man, but that was below the belt, man. That was
And that ended up being the Falcons defensive coordinator's kids or
Yeah.
kid. Could you imagine being a defensive coordinator of a whole ass organization and then finding out your kid did that?
You probably won't be a defensive coordinator for very much longer.
Yeah, his leash is probably about
Yeah,
that big.
I was about to say,
Let that be my kid. I've been like, you're done.
couple big
You're
plays out
done.
against them this year, and he's out.
I'll say though, that fall that he had was probably the best thing that could have happened to him, because if he would have been drafted top 10, top 15, the ego would have kept. He can keep saying legendary and everything else down deep. That hurt. There's no way that didn't hurt.
yes.
Oh yeah, and you know that kid's probably gonna get a social media following and make more money than his dad anyway. So
Correct.
Yeah. Oh man, it was brutal to watch. But I mean,
It was shocking seeing the quarterback. I'm not a Shador fan, but seeing some of the quarterbacks taken over him, like I would have taken Shador
all of them.
over them just for ticket and jersey sales alone.
True.
Like the Louisville quarterback in the first round?
yeah, I've heard like some people are saying that there's going to be lawsuits against the NFL. But like, how are you going to sue the NFL because a kid didn't get picked? That doesn't make any sense.
You're not going to sue these people. These people have been blacklisting players look at Trevor Bauer. Like they have been blacklisting whoever they want for the longest time.
I wonder how that plays out. Like, are they in their winter meetings and they're like, hey, let's blacklist this kid, man. He's a piece of crap. Like,
There has to be something looking like look at Bauer was the Cy Young Award winner, had an accusation, found innocent. He did a settlement just to like be done with it, but still like nothing proven against him. And he's constantly tweeting on social media. He's still playing in the Mexican League. He went overseas and played in Japan. He's still got it. And he's constantly tweeting at different MLB teams, and nobody will sign him. You're telling me that after Garrett Cole went down, the Yankees didn't need another starting pitcher? You're telling me after losing Max Fried, the Braves don't need another starting pitcher? You're like, come on. The Pirates, the Rockies can't even win a ball game. You don't think that they need someone to put some fans in the seats?
If he wasn't playing well too, but he's obviously playing above the level of the league that he's playing in. And I don't know.
And he's offered, he even put it out there. He said, I'll sign a completely incentive contract.
Yeah.
Bare minimum, like vet minimum, just let me earn my money.
yeah. Yeah. Didn't news come out that that girl that accused Bauer, she recant everything or something? I vaguely remember that story.
Nothing was, I don't think anything was true that came out about him. I think it was all like a made up story.
Yep.
I understood.
And she's had more things go against her character ever since that came out.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
Speaking of the blacklist, I know it's like the sports shows are called a Pete Rose Day if there's like nothing to talk about. So they'll just talk about the Pete Rose Band. What do y'all think about that? Finally getting lifted, him and Shoeless Joe.
Yeah. Now he's dead.
I kind of hate it, man. They should have did it when he was alive. First of all, like I don't know what the point is now.
Didn't he say he didn't want to be in there if
Yeah.
he was?
Yeah, he told his family too. If they put me when I die, don't let them. Like
Yep.
I'm done. So like this Manfred dude just trying to save face or something. Like I don't understand it at all.
It just seems like the shadiest thing ever to wait till that man died, especially with like times change. MLB has like DraftKings ads going on and everything else. And he's one of the greatest hitters ever.
Yes. As soon as the MLB sold out to DraftKings and all these online betting, they should have dropped it right then and there. Like you just look stupid.
But that's already what the MLB is. It's already a clown show. to not have. I mean, it was right, wrong, or indifferent. It was part of the league to not have Barry Bonds and Roger Clemens in the Hall is a joke. Steroids didn't make Barry Bonds hit better. Steroids didn't make Roger Clemens the most dangerous pitcher and someone that won the Cy Young for the AL and the NL. Like, sure, it helped with recovery or strength. Maybe it turned someone from a 7 to a 10. You can give me steroids all day, and I'm not even going to play at the single A ball level.
Exactly. Yeah, I hate the way the MLB does their Hall of Fame. Like, to me, it I don't know. I think it's wrong. First of all, I'm very biased because my boy Lou Whitaker's not in. Like, I have no idea why Lou Whitaker is not in the Hall of Fame. He was one of the greatest players in his position.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's got a World Series ring. You got the guy standing right next to him, Alan Trammell. He's in, but you're not going to put Lou Whitaker in. They were the dynamic duo, man. Like, that makes no sense to me.
Lou and Dale Murphy not being in is the biggest joke ever.
Yeah, something has to change, man. And putting Pete Rose in, it's not going to fix anything. You're just going to piss more people off. You got to do that shit when that man's alive, man. Let him celebrate. Let him have, let him take that shit to his grave. Don't do it after the fact. That's just plain ignorant.
And his health was on the decline. They could have looked at it and been like, all right, let's give him this bone. He's served a punishment long enough. Or we'll just continue letting pitchers or hitters beat their wives and then play a week later.
Boom. Yes.
You've got a Dodgers starting pitcher or a Braves hitter that have been arrested multiple times for domestic abuse, and they're still selling jerseys with their name on the back.
I don't know how true this is because it was like a Facebook thing, but I just saw that Antonio Brown was just arrested.
He was detained for allegedly shooting his gun in a crowded area. Do y'all remember it happened this week? Do y'all remember the shortstop Rafael Furcal?
I do not.
Yes. Furcal, yes.
So Furcal got arrested this week, and one of the charges was throwing a missile into a crowd.
I did see that.
Who's got a missile?
Yeah, who the hell? Where's he getting missiles from? That is bizarre. All right, John, I know he's chopping at the bit to talk about this. The NBA playoffs. His team just advanced again.
Go Knicks.
What do you got?
Dominant fashion too.
Yeah, and they took care of business. I'm glad they did it at home. I'm glad they didn't have to go to a game 7. Boston's still a pretty good team without Jason Tatum. They're not obviously an Eastern Conference Finals team, but and I think we could beat Indiana. So I think Detroit and Boston were harder teams than Indiana.
Agreed.
So, I'm excited. I think we got a good chance. Get it. I don't think it's good that New York will have an NBA Finals coming because I don't think their fans are a little crazy, to be honest with you. Out there doing all types of wild stuff. So we'll see how that goes. But I think we could win and go to the finals.
What's the deal with Tracy Morgan throwing up on the floor?
I saw that. I have no idea.
Maybe it was a bit.
A while ago.
Yeah, like he barfed all over the hardwood, man. I'm like, what the hell?
I'll tell you, it's nice to see the Knicks being good at basketball. I'm not a Knicks fan, but there's some things that have like a nostalgia.
Yeah,
seeing the Knicks be good at basketball, it's nice. It's kind of like when I see some of these college blue blood teams start to be good again. Like if Nebraska ever figured it out again, even though I'm not a fan, it's nice to see these teams do good again because it seems like the Knicks, I'm sure you know way more than me, have been a factory of sadness for a long time.
Yeah,
the Stoudemire contract, just everything just so bad for so long.
They haven't even gotten all that close since Carmelo, at least. So
yeah. It's exciting. I think it's going to come down to them and I don't know, Minnesota maybe.
Yeah, Minnesota looks good.
Yeah.
Who's all in it still right now?
It's New York and Indiana, and then Minnesota, and then the winner of the Nuggets and Oklahoma City game this afternoon.
That's game 7 today, right?
Mhm.
Yep.
Mhm. So yeah,
I think it's Minnesota's to lose, though. They're just playing unbelievable right now.
they're a really good team. Yep. They're solid. Anthony Edwards is a beast. He's a beast.
Yeah, if he keeps this up, he's going to be one of the greats.
Yeah, he's got
without a shadow of a doubt.
For sure. But
Talk about the draft, man. The NBA draft is freaking weird too, man. Like everybody's saying it's rigged this year because Dallas, they had like a 0.03 whatever percent of get the number 1 pick, and they pulled it.
Yep.
It's all because they traded
Luka.
Yep.
over to LA. Like what the hell?
Yep.
Not only is it like look suspicious, it's just one of the most unenjoyable drafts there are. Like I've never seen more top 5 picks amount to nothing than in the NBA.
Yeah.
Hmm.
That's another thing that needs to be fixed, man. Like I feel like you should go back to the worst team gets number 1.
I guess there's the argument that it prevents the lose for number 1 mentality. I guess it adds some excitement. The only problem is that when things happen, like the Mavericks getting the number 1 pick, there's a lot of it's rigged talk.
I get
as a fan, it might be exciting though. Like as a Panther fan, we had the number 6 or 7 whatever pick, and knowing that we would have had a shot at number 1 by a lottery ball, maybe that would have been exciting. However, if I was like the Titans and we went from number 1 to number 5, I would be furious.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, so the NFL does it the right way, the way I think it should be the right way, and you don't see NFL teams torpedoing to get that number 1 pick. I mean, I think if you're a professional athlete, it's not in you to lose.
No, you're right. A lot of the times you see the opposite. I think that's what ended up getting Lovie Smith fired, was winning that last game instead of losing it so he could get the number 1 pick.
Yeah.
Speaking of basketball, I got to be honest, for the first time, don't laugh, I find myself interested in the WNBA.
I've been seeing that too, and these guys make fun of me, man.
Bro, y'all say what you want. Caitlin Clark is just fun to watch,
Yeah.
man. And I know Angel Reese plays the good like villain because she's fun to like root against. And their little rivalry that they have, and I don't know if it's authentic or if they know that it's good for clicks, it's working.
Yeah, I think it's working. That game, I think it was yesterday. Oh, I thought that game was awesome. I didn't get to watch it.
It was great.
I loved it.
Yeah.
Caitlin Clark is filling stadiums, and there's a million people tuning in on television. That's never ever happened in the WNBA before, ever. And she hit a triple double yesterday.
Yep. Yeah, I think Dave Portnoy made $350,000 off of her hitting a triple double, which is good for him. He needs the money. He's been hurting pretty bad.
So I'm on the fence about this guy, man. He's out there, but I will say that he does a lot of good for small businesses, man.
He does.
Like his antics, man. It's bizarre.
He strikes me as a normal guy that got an insane amount of money, and so he just never changed his ways and still acts wild sometimes and says out of pocket things.
Yeah. What's crazy is this dude sold Barstool Sports for hundreds of millions of dollars, and whoever he sold, I forget who the hell he sold it to, but they're like, yeah, this ain't working. I don't want it. He bought it back for $1. What the hell? That's insane.
Yeah. Every time it seems like he is dead to rights, like when ESPN went back on their deal to have a Barstool show and that looked like it was going to be really bad for him, or when, the other company had bought it and then he ended up getting, every time that it looks like Barstool was dead to rights, he has found a way to just like make it even bigger. And if you look at a lot of the big names in sports podcasting, guess where they came from? Like Pat McAfee Busting with the Boys just left. There's been a lot that have come from there. Not even sports, but the girl from Call Her Daddy, that's one of the biggest podcasts out there, came from Barstool.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like he's got the Midas touch, man.
He does.
It's freaking wild.
Crazy.
Yeah, like who goes out and eats pizza every single day and just make millions of dollars off of doing that? Like who would ever?
How do I sign up to do that?
Yeah.
Exactly.
He always has something happen too, though. It's actually like usually it's not just eating pizza. Like somebody will walk by, or like he'll end up talking to somebody, and like he makes it into something. So.
Yeah, I was watching this one time, like just not too long ago, and the owner was like, "Yeah, we got to shut down because we can't afford it anymore." And he's like, "Why? This pizza's great. Why are you doing that?" He's like, "How much money do you need to keep the doors open?" He's like, yeah, I don't know." And Dave Portnoy's like, "No, seriously, if you had a very rich guy and standing in front of you asking you how much money that you need, you should tell him because you have that right now." The guy's just like, "I don't know, like $60,000." And Dave Portnoy's like, "Done." He's like, "What?" Just gave him $60K right there on the spot. Like this is doing amazing stuff for small businesses.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome. Yeah,
It is great. I love the story, man. But also like, I don't know what his beef is with the NFL, but he's not allowed in the Super Bowl ever again. He's banned, and he'll show up in like costumes or whatever, like,
probably because of that.
and they pick him out of the crowd and they go and they escort him out. It's like, what the? Hey, the NFL really hates this guy. Like to go to those lengths, you know? It's nuts. Oh, Lord.
It's cool. It's cool, dude.
I think he was he just talking shit about the commissioner or something? The commissioner's like, "Okay, you can't go."
He doesn't get along with the commissioner.
That he made a shirt with him on there looking like a clown.
Oh,
Stuff like that.
That's funny.
Good Lord. That shit was, I mean, freaking hilarious. All right. So we'll talk about the Tigers for a second, seeing how Eric keeps dropping. He said, "Sorry guys, my internet keeps dropping me out. I don't know what it is," but he's been busting my balls now for 2 years because I've been so hard on Javi Baez. I mean, the Tigers bring him in. They pay him $145 million in the first 2 years. He's just absolute garbage. He's swinging outside and in the dirt. And I've just been like his hardest critic. And now all of a sudden, I don't know what Javi did during the offseason. Obviously, he got healthy because he had surgery. He missed the end of last year. But was his injury that bad where he sucked for 2 damn years? Or did he actually go to batting practice during the offseason? I have no idea what he's doing, but he's playing long ball. He's smashing the ball. He's hitting the cover off it. They move him from short to outfield, and he's just like laying out, going horizontal for balls. He's just killing it. I have no idea what the hell's going on with this guy, but the resurgence is phenomenal. I got there's no words to describe this kid.
I mean, you knew he had it in him.
Yep.
You know, he's like he's just a natural baseball player. When
He-
he
he's
played at his best, it was just all natural. It was one of those guys that you could just watch all day.
Yeah, baseball's a very mental game, and once you start slide, it's hard to get out of that slide. It baffles me that he was swinging at the craziest pitches for 2 years, then all of a sudden just straighten it out.
Just finds it. It's I thought he was a lost cause, like the old Tampa Bay Rays player BJ Upton when the Braves signed him, and then he just went completely lost at the plate. Or who was the slugger that went to the Orioles
Recently?
There was a slugger that went to the Orioles about maybe 5 years ago, 6, that he went from being in the home run derby to not even being able to touch. Say again?
Chris Davis.
Yeah. Crush Davis.
Chris, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And just went to like crap. And there's just so much of that in baseball where they lose it between the ears. They get Chuck Knobloch syndrome and forget how to throw to first base.
Yeah. So back in the day, Brandon Inge played for the Detroit Tigers. He had an all-star year, and the sent him to the All-Star game, and they put him in the home run derby. He hit 0 home runs in the derby, and then after the All-Star break, he just tanked. Yeah, baseball's
crazy. It's got to be just insane amount of mental stuff going on there, and then I think it's probably really, really easy to get in my own head if I'm a baseball player once I start.
Effect too, like every single pitch out, every single person that's hitting around you, like depends on what pitches you get, and you know if you have a good first half of the season, now you're the guy they're going to pitch around. You know, then they're going to pitch to other guys and make them hit. So like that's just baseball's sometimes it's the truth hurts a little bit in baseball. We really gotta.
Yeah, there's so many variable factors. Like Chipper Jones is obviously a Hall of Famer, but when he hit in front of Mark Teixeira, he had one of his best years.
They had to pitch to him.
Yeah, they had to pitch to him. You weren't pitching to Mark Teixeira back in that day.
But he took advantage. You still got to be a good hitter, but you get better pitches to hit. You see more strikes.
Yep. And I think that's what Soto is realizing in the Mets. Not that he's awful now, but he's definitely not seeing the pitches he was seeing last year.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what they say was so good about Barry Bonds is he would see 4 strikes in a series and he would just obliterate every single one of them. And
yep.
He's way better than everybody else.
I don't think that there's ever been an eye in baseball like Barry.
No, he's the best player ever.
That's why it blows my mind that he's not in the Hall. Like it's the silliest thing. Even before Roy's, he had like several Gold Gloves, whatever else. Like it's just the Hall is a joke. Andrew Jones is not in. Andrew Jones was the best defensive center fielder that I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah. MLB needs to redefine their Hall selection. It's abysmal. I hate the way they do it. Absolutely hate it.
Yeah, it's terrible. It is absolutely awful. But you also have the NFL's isn't much better. They're just constantly leaving players out that deserve to be in. You're telling me like Steve Smith can't even make the finals voting? Watch Steve Smith play when he was playing and tell me that's not a Hall of Famer.
Like his own section in the Hall of Fame. Like he was just for the stats that he put up and the size that he is
and the quarterbacks that he had.
Jake Delhomme.
Yeah, Jake Delhomme's not a great. I mean, good dude, but he's not a great
quarterback.
No, Jake Delhomme's game plan was 89's down there somewhere.
Yeah, put it up there. Yeah,
and he got it. And I think sometimes these, especially in football, the voters get wrapped around the axle with stats and everything else. Put the tape on. Like I do when I'm talking with my friends about it, I just do the word test. If you say their name, if I have to think for a second if they're a Hall of Famer, they're not.
It's a good word. It's a good rule.
Yeah, and this has nothing to do with sports, but if we're talking Hall of Fame, the very worst Hall of Fame on the planet is the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. It's the name to Music Hall of Fame, man. This is not rock and roll.
Everybody's in that. Everybody's in that.
Yeah, it's like I don't know, it's stupid. But I know on the list Eric had golf. I don't really follow golf, but I did see this morning that if you wanted to make money off of Scotty Scheffler today, his odds are -500. So if you wanted to win $100 today, you have to put up $500 Scheffler to win $100. He's probably the best golfer in the land today, but he just had a hell of a day yesterday. I watched a little bit of it. He was not in the lead, and then he was in the lead by far.
Yeah.
Birdied every hole.
Yeah, like literally every hole. That dude's just an insane golfer. So if you want to make a quick $100 today, put up $500 and you could probably win.
Yeah, what's the worst that could happen, guys?
Individual things. You could bet on his round today, probably, or probably bet on an individual hole if you wanted to.
All right, we try to stick around 40 minutes. We're about there. Does anybody have anything before we shut down?
Go
No, I did want to say just thanks for having me on, guys. Anytime I
Thanks
get a
for being
chance to
here.
talk sports, I love it.
Anytime.
Yeah, we do this every Sunday. If you want in, man, just let me know. You're in.
For sure, man.
I think it was fun having you on. And I love having different perspectives. We're not focused on one team the entire time, because I'm
I
pretty
agree with
sure John gets sick of us talking about Detroit sports all day long. I think we even lost one of our co-hosts because he was a big Chicago fan, and all we did was
Couldn't handle it.
it literally drove
It's
it
not that bad.
nuts.
It's not that bad. At least it's not like Boston sports. Then I would be like, all right. No.
Yeah. To be fair to the unnamed Chicago guy, if I was a Chicago fan, I don't think I would be in good spirits about anything either.
Yeah, no, they don't really have much to speak of recent.
No, and they're going to have to start having some hard conversations about how Caleb Williams is not a good quarterback after this year.
I feel like those conversations
So-
have started.
So you know what the
They absolutely have.
They have
the
to.
straw that broke the camel's back on this guy quitting the team was I don't know if he's listening or not. I don't really care but I made a mention on the show one time that the Bears moved up in the draft to pick Trubisky and left Mahomes on the board.
Mm,
Just,
mm, mm, mm.
why are you talking about that? I'm like, that's nothing to do with that. I'm like, it's sports, dude. Come on.
Yeah.
Mm, mm, mm.
When I was watching the draft at that time, and the commission comes out, and he's like, Chicago Bears just moved up, and I was like, oh shit, this is going to be good. With the whatever number it was draft, the Chicago Bears picked Mitch Trubisky, and I was like, who the hell's that?
You didn't have to move up for him at all, guys.
Yeah,
Could have stayed right there.
resource.
I was like, oh my god. Oh, that was beautiful.
That's
It was beautiful for me because I'm a Detroit fan, right? All right. Well, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for being patient with us while we're off the air for 4 weeks. But I'm pretty sure we're back on solid again, unless something rears its ugly head, but hopefully not. Praying every day. But thanks again, Josh, Jason, and John, and Eric, wherever you are. Till next Sunday. Go Lions.